His breath rippled and ripped across the back of her neck as the muscles in her neck went limp, involuntarily, in his hands. It was moist and she wanted to feel it as he breathed in every part of her. It was moist, his desire. He was commenting to her about their last encounter, how now was the right time to pick up where they left off. She craved the taste and curves of his hips. How she caressed his hips with her fingertips with deep strokes. Almost like she was clinging on the edge of her desires. Her thoughts penetrating his skin with the passionate flare of her ideas. Forecasting to him other objectives. The ideas meant to linger. Her hand squeezed the front of his hips as she leaned forward, her hips resting into his lap from the weight of his torso as he flipped her hair over her ear and head as he began tasting her skin, kissing her from her neck up the side of her head. Coming back into her heels. She was now against the wall. As he ran his hands up the sides of her ribcage, slowly up the outer rim of her frame, as her skin seemed to crawl ahead of her up the wall. Shadows eating her back and forth. Between him and the wall. Some hallucination. Like a natural ecstasy. From the last of his caresses. Always pleasing her deep into her bones. It burned every time. The pulse of the night ran from the day against her skin. She embraced it. It was her pleasures she found along the moving frames that made up the remainder of conversation running in silence. Not that she wasn't saying much. Not that she gave surrender to being a woman. Wearing the heels. She was in her sexy. Her own candid, honest self. That she wanted him. This was unregrettably meant to be. Meant to happen at that moment. Emissary asked Ebony if he remembers where they first met and if his attraction then brought him any forecast as to what had occurred these past months between them. Or had he envisioned a freak incident? Was it going to last, or had he made promises to pursue everything he could sexually with her in his early fantasies alone? I prefer not to call plans a fantasy, he replied. But blueprints that could be refined, modified. Impromptu.